thousands of dollars in cash. And the main thing is this fraud was mainly targeted more than men towards women because as a mother you will panic more. As a woman you will panic and you will get into that emotion. So after this they would demand cash, telling you okay transfer it to this account, we can settle the case outside court or outside any legal means. And before you actually even think to transfer the cash and then you realize okay, my daughter might not have even been traveling from the US, she might have been traveling from Goa by today. And doesn't make sense carrying thousands of dollars of cybercrime were linked to a lot of harassment, stalking, and the majority of this, around 8% from this 12%, was targeted towards women. So, anyone has any so checking that is another good example. Now, one thing these hackers or these attackers do is playing on your emotion. So there might be a sense of urgency, a sense of fear that they might be trying to release you. So any of these mails, any of these messages should always be checked for any signs of urgency or fear that might be getting put into you. Because the bank will not reach out and notice that okay, you only have 48 hours and your account will go to the bank. They give you a warning 3 months in advance. Because when you are young, you have more time, you have more curiosity. So I think keeping yourself updated and being curious is the main thing whenever they go for interview. It can be in an organization, a small organization like mine. It can be an organization which has 5,000-6,000 people working in this. They also look for that one thing. Like I've worked in startups, I've worked in large consulting firms, and I've worked in investment based in Israel. I've worked with organizations which are based in Russia. All of them, if they are hiring freshers, they have this one criteria. And even when we go at a senior level role, they all still ask us, where do you keep yourself updated from? What blogs are you taking? What YouTube channels do you follow for this field? That is the main thing I think they need. And apart from that, they want an introductory. Have any of you seen these mails or do anyone of you recognize mails like these? Have bank accounts. Your credit card limit is about to expire, your credit card is about to expire. Credit card fraud. Yes. So this happens quite commonly now. Many of us might not know what to do in that scenario. Many of us might not talk about it later because it is a little difficult to talk about. So many of these mails go around and you should always check for many signs of suspicion. Firstly, if you check the URL, say you're using an ICICI bank credit card, it might be ICIC bank. There might be an alphabet missing. There might be an alphabet which is extra. There might be Cyrillic characters in it. There might be numbers. So checking the email address that it is coming from is important. Apart from that, in the email, even if your entire email ID looks genuine, but there is an insecure warning coming, that again can be a sign of spoofing. So checking that is another good example. Now, one thing these hackers or these attackers use is playing on your emotion. So there might be a sense of urgency, a sense of fear that they might be trying to induce in you. So any of these mails, any of these messages should always be checked for any signs of urgency or fear that might be getting put into you. Because the bank will not reach out and moment that okay, you only have 48 hours and your account is going to get hacked. They'll give you a warning 3 months in advance, 2 months in advance, a week in advance, after which they might show urgency. So always check for any of these signs. Is there any urgency? Also, what you can do is check for genuine messages that you might have received from the same source, comparing with those emails which are coming from this news source that you are suspicious about. So checking those. And also urgency not just in the mail, but rather if you are receiving multiple emails within say 5 minutes. Your account might get hacked, please call this number. Your account might get hacked, please email this email address. So checking those as well is another good sign to check for any kind of fraud from happening. Now coming to the credit card example, sorry, but does anyone know what you can do in case of a fraud like this happening with anyone in your circle or anyone you know, if such a fraud happens again, do you know that it is possible to get at least 75 to 80% of your money back immediately?
That RBI within 24 hours or 12 hours.
Yes. Not even 24 hours, rather you have to file a complaint online. I'll give you directly the portal and there is a number. You have to just get a written complaint from your local police station. You tell them not to act on it. Because if you tell them to act on it, there might be certain resistance where they might not file that complaint because again they aren't equipped for those kind of laws. Do that. And the third is go to your bank and tell them that you've done this. After this, your bank has to take actions to reverse that transaction and get you try and get you the entire of the money back. But at least 75 to 80% of your funds do end up coming back in many of these cases. And looking at say roughly 100 or odd cases that we might have helped friends, families, people we know, 70 to 80% of the cases people have got a lot of their money back. It might have been a few thousand, it might have been a few lakhs as well. So people do end up getting money back, but the main thing over here is acting fast. Now coming to social media safety. Everyone on social media? Anyone who doesn't use social media? So again, social media is a big avenue today because we are posting continuously online. Instagram stories, we've been to Starbucks, we've been to Grounded Cafe this morning. Snapchat, morning, timestamp, maintaining your streak, you entered college at 8:42 a.m. Facebook, maybe your location is still being shared with friends. You have photos which are up, your educational details are there. LinkedIn, you are open to work, you've been applying at certain places. You put up your resumes on LinkedIn. So how many of you are really aware about the data that you are putting online? Are any of you consciously thinking about the data you are putting online? So let's just pick LinkedIn for example. On LinkedIn, what is something you would take care of while posting on LinkedIn or putting up data on LinkedIn?
Avoiding personal information. First of all, don't link your account to LinkedIn, Aadhaar card to LinkedIn because it's not an Indian country.
Yes.
It's not a government identity.
Yes. Interested, studied my curriculum in it would be easier. That is the I personally like learning as well. Just reading online, seeing videos, working on a life project makes a lot of sense. It can be maybe some interested, studied my curriculum in college. My
that will help us to navigate digital world in more safely way. To express our heartfelt gratitude, we are delighted to present Mr. Uridade with a certificate of appreciation for his valuable session and for inspiring the next generation of engineers through his insights and experiences in cybersecurity. I request Archana ma'am to do this honor. Audience, please join me with a big round of applause. Before we conclude, I would like to thank everyone who made today's seminar possible. Our estimated speaker, Mr. Uridade, for sharing his valuable insights and inspiring personality. Our council is that Professor Archana Lopez for constant support. Our council team for their hard work behind these scenes. And of course, all of you, our participants, for being so genuine, interactive and engaging audience. With that, we officially conclude that today's Secure Health seminar. Let's continue to spread awareness